y'all? It's Cabinet Carl. I'm here today to give you guys a little, I ain't gonna say it's necessarily a tip. Man, it is hot down here in Alabama. I came here today to show you guys a video of me doing my edge banding on my shelves. In this video, I'm gonna make it short, simple, and sweet. Psych! I lied. This video about 9 minutes long. Way longer than I thought it was gonna be. But please, bear with me, because you might just learn something. Basically, I'm gonna show you how your main man Cabinet Carl does his edge banding on his shelves. Let's get into it, baby. This is all you need to do edge banding. You don't need any of this stuff. That's just there. You got your file. I use a 10-inch file. I get this from one of my suppliers. Just a 10-inch regular file, nothing special. And that's what I use. You're gonna need an iron. I use an iron to iron mine on. It has a glue on it that you need to heat up. Box cutter. And your edge banding. I get mine from my supplier, but you can get this at Home Depot for maybe about $6 or $7, something like that. And you're also gonna need some coffee. The coffee is the most important thing in this because this process is pretty boring. You might fall asleep, so you need something to keep you up. And that's all you need. So here I have a 3/4 inch shelf for shelving. This is what I use. This is made out of import birch. And you want to get all your shelves cut out to the size you need so that you can do your job. Depending on how many shelves you got, the way that Cabinet Carl does it, I take my edge banding and I get me a nice size piece. I generally cut this longer than what I need because once you go to ironing it to activate the glue, it tends to slide, so you have to watch the slide on it. But you just take your box cutter, cut you a piece. And you got enough to compensate for any sliding. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get all of my shelves and I'm gonna cut all my pieces. I generally like to go ahead and cut all my pieces and just have them ready so that when it comes time for me to iron them on, I can just grab them, iron them on there. So now I have all of my edge banding cut. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the iron hot and start putting them on. Hot coffee and heat do not mix. So what you want to do is you want to get your shelf, stand it up as such, and you want to get your edge banding on the best edge that you have. Man, I am sweating like a hot tamale. But anyway, what you want to do, you want to get your edge banded on here. You want to split the difference. Not necessarily this end and this end, but you want to split the difference of the width. These are wider so that you can come back and you can knock the edge off with your file. That's what your file is for. But once you got it in a good place to where you're pretty much even on both sides, the lip is even on both sides, you can start with your iron and start activating that glue. Now, on my iron, it'll shut off on you after you hold it down for too long. It's just a safety mechanism in this iron. But I still work with it and I still get the job done. Now, if you have a better way of doing this, feel free to comment. Feel free to put your ideas out there. There's no such thing as a bad idea. Don't quote me on that. But feel free to comment if you do this a different way. It's just the way the Cabinet Carl does it. So, I mean, it works for me. Whatever works for you, hey, have it. Just gonna show you guys the difference right quick. That's without the edge band. That's with the edge band. So now that I have one done, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest, and then we'll go on to the next step. All right. So now that you have your edge bands glued on, you made sure that you got those edges on nice and tight, because once you go to putting this file on it, you do not want it to peel off. So what you'll do now, I take and I sit it face down on the edge banding. I take my box cutter, razor, whatever you have, and you knock that edge off, your excess. You take it, you knock your excess off. And now you're ready to use your file to file down your excess on your edge. And as you can see, I kind of chipped that one a little bit, but I just put the iron on it and it'll lay back down. Basically, what you want to do is you want to take your file and you want to run it along the edge, and you want to run it towards your shelf. You don't want to drag it backwards. You always want to push forward, because that's going to help keep your edge banding on and keep it from peeling off. If you go up and come back, you're at risk to peel your edge banding off, then you got to go back and do what you have to do to fix it. So that's basically the motion. You're just going to run it down. Notice I'm not seesawing with it or pulling it back and forth. I'm just pushing it forward, pushing it into the shelf, into the shelf. And then you're gonna do both sides. Also, when you're using your file, you will get glue into your file, and that'll stop you from being able to get a clean edge. So what I use, and don't talk about my wire brush, because this has been with me for a while, and I need another one, but whatever. But you pretty much take your wire brush and you can knock out that glue that's in your file, so it can be sure to give you that clean edge that you're looking for. And it's just that simple, but that's just another tip when edge banding these shelves. So now what you want to do, if you have one, you want to grab your square sander, orbital sander, or whatever you use, or you can just grab a piece of 120 grit. That's what I have on here. This is an old piece, but it still works. You want to take your sander with your 120, and you just want to knock the edge off. And there you have it. This is pretty much complete. You see, those plies aren't showing. This is your completed edge band shelf. I will go back and I sand these over with 120, sand both sides. They're ready for paint, or if you're just putting a clear coat on them, they're ready to be clear coated after you sand them, obviously. So basically, that's pretty much it. That's how Cabinet Carl does his edge banding. Like I said, if you do it different, get in the comments, let me know. Hey, I'm always willing to listen and learn from other people, and hopefully I can help someone else out with things that I do or tips and tricks that I can share. And I love hearing from people. So if you guys have any better ways of doing it, or you think you're doing it a different way, or even if you think the way I do it suck, let me know. Doesn't matter to me, as long as the job gets done. Remember, check out my YouTube page, like, subscribe, comment, Cabinet Carl, all that good stuff. As always, have a great, blessed, prosperous, and most of all, safe day. You guys go out there and be great in the cabinet world. Let's get it.